he's gonna run. see, that's why you don't know much about boxing. What is boxing? Where you at? Where you at? Come here. Where you at? Let me see. What is it? No, that's not fighting. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing? Hit and not get hit. It's a sign. Okay, so tell me this. No, I'm gonna support my little brother.
Of course you are.
Okay, so what's easier? Me standing in front of you, going blow for blow, or me hitting you and making sure that you can't hit me? What's harder?
Well, we're gonna hit and run.
Huh?
Hit and run.
Okay, so if that's harder, then what's so bad?
Like you did to win the fight, not running around.
No, it's harder, right?
It's
harder for me to hit you.
Devin Haney, look at Devin Haney.
It's harder for me to hit you. It's harder for me to hit you, and you not hitting me back, right? But it's easier for me to sit here and anybody can do this, sit here and fight, right?
Yeah, but
right? Can anybody?
But it's a fighting game.
Answer the question. It's not a fight game. It's not a fight game. It's not a fight game.
We want to watch the fight, not
that's what you want to do.
But everybody wants to do it.
But you want to watch UFC?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, so you want to watch bare knuckle boxing?
No, none of that.
You don't want to watch boxing?
Of course I do.
No, you want to watch street fighting.
No.
Okay, so when Ali say flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee, what that mean?
But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He kept running in circles.
No, what do that mean?
What up? It's your boy, back again. Marlo knows basketball and Marlo knows boxing. Back at y'all with another one. His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh, and a lot of the boxing community, such as media personalities like showbiz adults and people like that, are really pushing this new no running rule. But I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And it goes against what boxing is supposed to be. Boxing is not supposed to be a tough man competition. It's not rock'em sock'em robots. You know, this rule that they're trying to push, and I understand you don't want boring fighters, but at the same time, you're trying to punish smart athletic fighters. You know, I heard Showbiz the Adult say that if the no running rule was in place during the time of Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran, that their second fight, Sugar Ray Leonard would have been punished for running. He said that Sugar Ray Leonard was running in his second fight against Roberto Duran. Sugar Ray Leonard wasn't running. His defense was impeccable, and Roberto Duran couldn't hit him. And that's the whole point in boxing, is to hit and not get hit. He was able to hit Roberto Duran whenever he wanted to, but Roberto Duran could not hit Sugar Ray Leonard, and it frustrated Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran wanted Sugar Ray Leonard to stand still so that Roberto Duran will be able to hit Sugar Ray Leonard easier. And that's got to be the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. Why should Sugar Ray Leonard just stand there and make it easy for Roberto Duran to hit him? That's why he lost the first fight. So he changed his game plan and outboxed Roberto Duran in the second fight. A lot of the fans in boxing community, Turki Al-Sheikh and Showbiz the Adult, they're trying to push this rule so that brilliant performances and brilliant strategies like what Sugar Ray Leonard put on in his second fight with Roberto Duran will be against the rules. And that, for me, that would ruin the sport. When Muhammad Ali says float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, when he says float like a butterfly, that means be faster than your opponent. Be so fast that they can't hit him. And that's how Ali was able to shock the world and beat Sonny Liston, because Sonny Liston couldn't hit Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali was able to hit him. Boxing is hit and don't get hit. The ability to hit and not be hit, that is the whole object of the sport. The object of the sport is not to slug it out. And if a casual fan doesn't like to see boxers that have actual defense and strategy, then you're watching the wrong sport. Maybe they need to bring the tough man competitions back so they can watch that. And it's very interesting that Turki Al-Sheikh is bringing this up ahead of this Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, which is going to be the biggest fight in the last 10 years. Since Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, I don't think there's been a bigger fight than Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. And it made me think about what Sugar Ray Leonard was able to do when he beat Marvin Hagler and the strategy that he put in place fighting a bigger man. I believe that this is a similar strategy to what Terence Bud Crawford is going to bring when he fights Canelo Alvarez. And I feel like this is his best chance to win. This is his only chance to win, in my opinion, is to fight like how Sugar Ray Leonard fought against Marvin Hagler and being faster than the bigger man, making yourself tough to hit, and winning the tail end of the rounds to steal the fight. And that's exactly what Sugar Ray Leonard did, and I feel like that's exactly what Terence Bud Crawford is going to do. But to say that there's going to be a no running rule to try to prevent Terence Crawford from implementing this strategy is completely ridiculous. Because performances like this with smart athletic fighters that are hard to hit, these are brilliant performances. Don't tell me that Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker and people like Floyd Mayweather Jr., who were excellent defensive fighters, these are some of the greatest fighters of all time, and you're saying that their strategy is running? No, that's an insult. And once again, I'm all for having exciting fights. The way that Devin Haney just fought against Jose Ramirez, and the way that Shakur Stevenson fought against Edwin De Los Santos, those were ridiculous. Those fights were ridiculously stupid. And I feel like there should be a rule against fighting like that. But it shouldn't be called a no running rule. It should be a no activity rule. There should be a rule against not throwing punches. When Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson fought those fights, what they were doing, they were moving around the ring and avoiding getting hit, but they weren't throwing any punches. So for them to be, that's what actual running is when you're running around the ring and you're not throwing any punches and you're not trying to hit your opponent. They were not trying to hit their opponents. The boxing is about hitting and not getting hit. Hit and don't get hit. What they were doing was they got the don't get hit part right, but you also have to hit. So they weren't throwing any punches. So I feel like lack of activity should be punished. The referee should be able to take points away for lack of activity. If you go a whole round and you only throw 1 or 2 punches and you're running around the ring like that, yes, that should be punished. But brilliant fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, whose defense was so good that their opponents couldn't hit them, you can't take that out of the game. You can't take that out of the sport of boxing. You can't do that because that's going to ruin the sport. Boxing is hit and don't get hit. That's what it is, and that's what it's always been. Now, if the opponent can't hit you, then that's on the opponent. You know, but if you're a defensive fighter and you're avoiding punches, you should be throwing punches back. So if you are throwing at least 10, 20 punches a round and your opponent's not hitting you, but you're throwing the punches that you need to and still avoiding getting hit by your opponent at the same time, that should not be punished. Because once again, this is not Rock'em Sock'em Robots. This is boxing. And Sugar Ray Leonard learned that in his first fight against Roberto Duran. He realized, I gotta outbox this guy. And you can't say, oh, well, we don't want you to outbox him. We want you to slug it out. That's stupid.
point going through your mind, I blew it with the way I tried to fight him.
I took my wife to Hawaii, kind of get away, and I'm on the beach running, and people say, hey, Sugar, hey, man, nice fight. You know, hey, Sugar, if you had boxed him, you could have beat him.
Boxed him instead of slugging him.
And I cut the vacation short. I called my attorney. I said, Mike, listen, I want to fight Duran ASAP. Get him back in the ring. He said, Ray, enjoy yourself. I said, no, in the ring. So when the fight was made, I was ready this time. My weight was perfect. My training camp was perfect. But what made things even more better was the fact that Ray Charles saying, because I was ready for Duran, mentally, physically, spiritually. But when Ray Charles sang, and he came over to me after he sang,
what'd he say to you?
Kick his And I said, yes, I will.
And your style is completely different now, 5 months later. You're not standing toe-to-toe. You're doing everything in the book to distract and entertain. And that was you.
Fight in Britain, 21 done. Oh, I don't understand what's going on here. He's quit Duran. I don't believe this.
That's better.
That's how I grew up watching boxing.